Ladies and gentlemen, President Donald Trump visits KL, and there are a lot of winners in this diplomatic visit. First of all, Donald Trump wins, and I'll tell you why in a short while. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim and the whole of Malaysia wins big time as well as ASEAN. Now, let me share with everybody the details, and good days are ahead. Let's watch on, shall we? So, President Donald Trump visits KL, and there are a lot of winners in this meeting. And this just happened over today. So first of all, he was given a presidential welcome in Malaysia. And Air Force One landed on the tarmac of KL airport, and he was greeted by Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, along with a lot of guards of honor and Malaysian cultural dancers. And by the way, it's quite funny to see the president dance along with the dancers. Actually, to be frank, it shows very sporting and a lot of respect as well. Although the dance was quite funny, but he really was given a warm presidential welcome, and he was the third president to visit Malaysia from US, and this is his first Southeast Asian trip of Donald Trump's second term. And I'll be frank with you, there was a lot of warm cheering and things like that. But shame on some Malaysians who actually protested his visit, right? You actually shame you bring disgrace to your country, man. Yeah, if you want to protest, not now. Right? This is the time where the whole world is on it, and then you bring your country some shame, right? It's really, really a wrong time. So anyway, there is a lot of treaties and agreement being signed, of which the most important one is that today there was a peace agreement signed between Cambodia and Thailand. And both Donald Trump and Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim co-led the conflict resolution for the two countries, and they witnessed a historic peace declaration signing. This conflict have led to 43 lives, deaths, and some prisoners from both sides. They are now being returned as well. So this is really a good closure to a conflict. This agreement is called the KL Peace Accord, of which the Thailand-Cambodia conflict at the border officially ends. And there are now withdrawal of troops from both sides, and joint patrol zones are established along the disputed zone, and trade now reopens between the two countries, and border markets and commercial routes are now restored. United Nations will have some monitoring, international oversights with ASEAN that will come in. And Cambodia Prime Minister actually proposed and nominates Donald Trump for Peace Prize. And to be frank, Donald Trump has a lot of nomination for Peace Prize so far. And of course, Donald Trump, when he gave the speech, you should watch it. To be frank, it's pretty shameless. Okay, but he actually gave credit to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim for his role that he played, but he himself was selling himself as a salesman. United States ended 8 conflicts, right? There is no precedent in history that have ended war. They've only started war. I don't think that's true, but actually, he actually sold himself. But it's very nice that that these conflicts have come to an end. Very nice pick to this whole visit. So this is ASEAN probably biggest diplomatic win in a decade, and Malaysia emerged as the neutral peace broker and the regional diplomatic center. And this you got to give credit to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. He did really well in this. And for those Malaysian who cannot see past how good your prime minister is, you're going to be very sayang. It's a really big waste. He's not my prime minister. I got no relationship with him. I don't get a single cent from him. I'm just telling you that he's a really good prime minister that Malaysia never had for a long time. Meanwhile, Malaysia again win big time because the US-Malaysian trade pact is now signed. In the agreement, Malaysia opens up the market, and industrial goods, machinery, vehicles, metals, agriculture are all settled. They ease the halal certification rules, and US standard vehicles are now allowed in Malaysia. And the US commitment right now maintain a low tariff. It goes from 0 all the way 19. There are some goods that are now relief of the US tariff, and that's a great win for Malaysia. There are now non-tariff barriers removed. Okay. Now labor rights has to be protected. This is what US insists of Malaysia to do, and also enforce some environmental standards as well. So I think this is a good outcome. This is a good outcome for both countries, especially for Malaysia, who could have got it very much worse. So far, there are massive commercial contracts that are being signed, $150 billion of contract being signed, 100% supply chain access, no export restriction to US market right now, and Malaysia joined US rare earth supply chain right now, and this really take advantage of the stronghold that China now have on US, and Malaysia help to break this stronghold, which is very great for Malaysia and for US as well. Meanwhile, also reporting some breakthrough, US, China, they are now having a discussion on the side, now have a big breakthrough. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Vice Premier He Lifeng have now a 5th round of talk, and they got some preliminary breakthrough, and that's a good news for stock market as well. The consensus terms so far is now drafted, okay, not signed but drafted. Tariff suspension, okay, the 100% US tariff on China goods are now being paused. That's great news. And the trade access expanded. So there are now agreements on soybean, fentanyl control, fair market entry. And China also postponed the rare earth restrictions. And right now they're all gearing towards a meeting between President Donald Trump and Xi Jinping to meet in Seoul with visit to China and US ahead. So it's all great progress. Now, is this good news forever? Of course not, right? They always got this ting ting, ting ting. No? They fight and they stop, fight and they stop. That's going on. Well, so right now they are stopped, and stop is always good news for the stock market. So hopefully the $660 billion trade relationship stabilizes, and this is a very good positive development. And let's hope that this truce may extend way beyond November. So for investors across Singapore, Malaysia, US, and across the world, I think this is all good news, right? Because Malaysia right now have diplomatic exchange with US, and this thing really brought a lot of good relationship between Malaysia and US. US is now re-engaging with Asia, especially ASEAN. That's all good. Where all will win. And of course, there's now a closure to the conflict between Thailand and Cambodia, and that's all good as well. There is a boost on probably Malaysia, yeah, ASEAN kind of stock market as well. I think that'll be good. Now, Trump needs as many nomination as possible for his most coveted Nobel Prize nomination. So the more countries that nominate him, the better it is. So I think with this, I think you will put some favor on ASEAN, and of course the rare earth and digital trade between Malaysia and US will improve. So I think it's all good. Now even Singapore will benefit tremendously if the whole of ASEAN improve as well. So I think that the sectors to watch that will improve is of course tech, manufacturing, semiconductors, rare earth, critical minerals, all will do well. I hope that I don't know how I can do it, but everyone I'm sure in Malaysia will be trying to rush in the rare earth business right now. Commodities are going up, infrastructure is going up. You may not know, but data centers are building up at a rapid rate. And of course, financial services and things like that, all doing well right now in Malaysia. And with this, I think you are set to go even better. Singapore, who is neighbor to Malaysia, of course, will benefit as well. This is a new chapter for US-ASEAN relationship. A lot of the Singaporeans are wondering, this got nothing to do with Singapore. Wrong. ASEAN benefits, the whole of ASEAN will benefit, right? So Singapore being part of it, I think will also benefit as well. So this is a very positive momentum in years on a that we are not seen between US and ASEAN, and of course between China and US. Hope that new things will will come out as well in a positive way. I think there are good days ahead right now. The trade conflict, the tariff war, or the imposition of tariff, I think will have minimal impact right now on Malaysia and ASEAN. I think there are good days now ahead, and we should quickly rush to capture this kind of good days. Let's see whether our economies will pick up positively. And I say again, to fellow Singaporeans and Malaysians, this is a very good move by Donald Trump to us. You may not like the person, but you got to give it to him that he does have a lot of impact if he favors a certain region. Okay, thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.